Greetings, true believers, and welcome to another amazing episode of History of the Marvel Universe. The story of Power Broker Incorporated begins with a man named Curtis Jackson. Before ever becoming the Power Broker, Jackson was the head of the West Coast division of the criminal organization known only as the Corporation. This is the same corporation that had previously made enemies of Jack of Hearts and the White Tiger, and battled Iron Fist and Shang-Chi in the pages of Deadly Hands of Kung Fu. During his time with this organization, Jackson engaged in various manipulative kidnapping schemes. He captured Dr. Peter Spaulding in an attempt to lure in the robotic hero Machine Man, so his scientists could study and duplicate his advanced technology. However, as soon as Spaulding was out of harm's way, Machine Man fought back and Jackson escaped. His next plot involved the capture of Sam Wilson, the Falcon, and Bruce Banner, the Incredible Hulk. One of Sam's nephews, Jim Wilson, was a friend and ally of the Hulk, and so Jackson's goal this time was to use Jim to manipulate the Green Goliath. However, his plans were foiled by the intervention of Captain America and Quasar, who at the time was known as Marvel Man. The Hulk was unleashed in the ensuing conflict, and Jackson escaped once more. For his final scheme as a member of the corporation, Jackson decided to pit two of his enemies against each other. He accomplished this by kidnapping another of the Hulk's friends, a woman named Trish Starr, and framing the Machine Man. While this certainly led to a battle between the two, Machine Man was ultimately able to show the Hulk the truth. Attacking the corporation's headquarters in Central City, the Hulk nearly killed Jackson, but the Machine Man saved his life and turned him over to the police. In the ensuing legal fiasco, the corporation was dismantled, or at least it seemed at the time, but Curtis Jackson escaped prosecution. Fading into the shadows, Jackson began a new business venture as the Power Broker. To this end, he partnered with the criminal scientist, Dr. Carl Malice, who developed a series of chemical and radiation treatments capable of instilling superhuman strength. However, this treatment varied in efficacy depending on the subject, and approximately half of those who underwent the process were transformed into misshapen monsters. Some of the people to successfully receive augmentation from the Power Broker included Sharon Ventura, the second Ms. Marvel, Dennis Dunphy, the Demolition Man, or simply D-Man, John Walker, the Super Patriot, later known as U.S.Agent, and Lamar Hoskins, who later became Battlestar. As the enigmatic Power Broker, Jackson took advantage of those who wished to compete in the Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation, a professional wrestling league which exclusively employed superhuman talent. After receiving augmented strength, clients of the Power Broker would be given supplemental pills with the pretense that they would need to continue taking them to live. And of course, they would continue to be provided with the pills as long as they surrendered a percentage of their income to the Power Broker. Fortunately, Ms. Marvel and The Thing eventually uncovered the truth. As an unnecessary part of the augmentation process, the UCWF wrestlers were injected with a highly addictive artificial drug. The pills they were provided with were actually supplemental doses of this drug designed to keep them addicted. Fortunately, after this scheme was exposed, D-Man and the others the Power Broker had taken advantage of survived following a relatively brief period of withdrawal symptoms. Dennis Dunphy subsequently aided and befriended Captain America while he was investigating the source of the Super Patriot's enhanced strength. It was during this mission that Cap uncovered the identity of the Power Broker. However, not only did Jackson avoid prosecution for his crimes, but it seems his legal battles did not prevent him from contracting for the U.S. Army. Sometime later, Jackson's home was attacked by one of the vigilantes who call themselves the Scourge of the Underworld. John Walker, using the identity of U.S.Agent, was dispatched to protect Curtis Jackson. However, this Scourge was the brother of a man who had been mutated by the Power Broker, and so he was determined to have his revenge. In a mad panic, Jackson subjected himself to Malice's treatment, intent on defending himself. While Walker defeated Scourge, Jackson's muscles grew so large and heavy that he was unable to move under his own strength. Malice attempted to take advantage of the situation by stealing a mold of Jackson's fingerprints and using it to access his personal fortune. But Jackson still had influence and had Malice's legs broken for his betrayal. The power broker kept Malice alive and under his control, and the Mad Doctor constructed a hovering exoskeleton allowing his employer to move. Jackson then ordered Malice to find a way to reverse the process and restore him to normal. In order to test the reverse procedure, Malice abducted several people he had previously augmented, including Battlestar. Fortunately, U.S.Agent intervened again and forced Malice to return the men to their augmented state, destroying the equipment before it could be used on Jackson. Despite this setback, Jackson was eventually de-augmented successfully, and the next time Walker encountered him, he was restored to normal. After another defeat from U.S.Agent, the power broker disappeared into the shadows once again. Unfortunately for him, despite keeping a low profile for several years, he was eventually killed by the Punisher. Furthermore, during this time, his position was usurped by an enigmatic new power broker. This broker's origin, as well as his connection to the original, if any, are as of yet unrevealed. What we do know is that he has engaged in similar dealings to Jackson, empowering UCWF wrestlers in exchange for a large percentage of their earnings. He has also offered similar deals to those who wish to be superpowered criminals. In addition, his methods seem to be more effective than Jackson and Malice's, and he has successfully endowed himself with superpowers. The full range of his powers is yet to be explored, but he has displayed the ability to fly as well as generate some kind of electrical attack from his hands. This power broker is also responsible for the creation of Hench, a smartphone application which allowed people to find and hire various supervillains for specific jobs. When the Cross family of Cross Technological Enterprises stole the power broker's technology to create a competing app, the broker stepped up his game by revealing an updated version of Hench, as well as Hench X, which allowed people to volunteer to become supervillains themselves. This caught the attention of Cassie Lang, the daughter of Ant-Man. Cassie was formerly the young Avenger known as Stature, but had lost her size-changing abilities after her death and subsequent resurrection. She intended to use the power broker to restore her abilities and then turn on him, but the broker convinced her to use them against their common enemy, Darren Cross. And so Cassie Lang regained her size-changing powers and donned a new costume to become Stinger. Her job was to upload a virus into CTE's computer systems, but she was discovered by the Crosses. Assembling a ragtag team of heroes and villains, both reformed and otherwise, Ant-Man broke into Cross Technological Enterprises to rescue his daughter. While Stinger escaped thanks to these efforts, Ant-Man himself was captured. Cassie then convinced the more loyal members of Ant-Man's crew to help her rescue her father. Then, when the Hench app ultimately failed, the power broker attempted to escape with the money he'd embezzled from investors. However, he was tracked down and defeated by Stinger and was presumably turned over to the authorities. Whether or not this new power broker is as good at staying out of prison as his predecessor remains to be seen. But for now, that is the history of the power broker. But thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, share the video, and subscribe for more marvelous content. Be sure to leave a comment letting me know what Marvel hero or villain you want to hear about next, and as always, the issues referenced in this video are listed in the description below if you would like to read them for yourself, as well as links to other places you can find me, including my Patreon page, where for only $1 a month you can get your name in these special thanks here. So until next time, true believers, Excelsior!